Lived at this Springfield Township home for about 8 years. But now her landlord is evicting her for what they say is solely based on the color of their skin. Cochrane Law sent us these text messages, allegedly sent by Sergey Briskman to Pickett, saying in part, I want you gone. I will not rent African Americans again. I don't know why the previous landlord did. Sorry, I hope you found your place, so please stop texting me. It's nothing against you. I will just rather put a white family in this unit. You did nothing wrong. I just don't want a family of color here. Maybe you should try to go to a shelter. And I will talk to the other landlord and tell them you're a good tenant and pay the rent on time and always keep a clean house. I just don't want you here at this property, or have you looked into trying to get into a shelter for you and your family? I really don't want to call the police to get your things out.
I told you already, I'm trying to sell the house, and I really don't want, if you really don't want any African Americans in the house, I need you to hurry and give me my key.
And for what? Simply because she's black? How offensive is that? If it doesn't make everybody who hears this angry, then folks need to check the pulse.
A disabled woman with 6 kids who has lived at this Springfield Township home for about 8 years. But now her landlord is evicting her for what they say is solely based on the color of their skin. Cochrane Law sent.
Yeah, yep, that's real. Over there in Springfield, Ohio, there's some really evil people in the world. So my thing is, because people always say black people always use the race card, then what do you call that? Can somebody explain that to me? What do you call that? You have a woman that's paying the bill on time. Not only that, you have a woman that's disabled with 6 kids. And you want her out because of the simple fact she's black? There is some evil people in the world. And then people always say, oh, black people always crying racism, racism, racism. This is the reason why we cry for racism. To me, I think this is childish, this is stupid. And not only that, but according to my sources is she's suing them anyway, the landlord. And I'm saying kudos to her, because that's just wrong, man. That's my take.
And then for me, what gets my blood boiling a little bit is he's saying is you can find a shelter. He didn't say, hey, you can rent another apartment or possibly move to your family. He went straight to saying, you could find a shelter or something. And this is the shit right here that pisses me off. It pisses a lot of other black people off about this shit right here. You like I said, like I just don't want to. It's like it's a stereotype of when a woman's paying her bills on time with 6 kids. It's to me, it's always a problem with these people, landlords, specifically him, not to because he's not the only one in Ohio. It goes along the Midwest, it goes along the South, goes down in the West in the West Coast, it goes down in New York City. It's just not being reported like that. People like say stuff like this. It's like this is straight up racism, yo. It's flat on the bottom right there. You can't say, oh no, this landlord's not doing this. No, this is straight up racism. This is not a stereotype. This is straight up racism. I hope that lady sue him, whatever the all costs, because I don't know why he's thinking like that. It's like I said, she's just has disability problems, and you're not helping what's her baby, but you want to kick her out because of the color of skin and the money as well. You know what, man? Please do this, man, because it's like I said. The more we talk about this and address this stuff, especially black people, the more you address this stuff and keep on addressing this, and I'm not talking about talk about it, do about it. Make sure you put your action involved. Make sure we fix these stuff. If we fix this stuff, you'll see if these lawyers talking so much minimal. And also, any other race they see this stuff, don't move there. Don't move there. If you want to stop racism, don't move there. Any other race, not just black, Asians, whites, Hispanics, don't move there. Because he's just telling you this is what he thinks about black people. That's my take.
Brothers, we try to be very straightforward here. We try to be honest. We try to be straight. We try not to. This is blatant racism. Let's just get that out the way. And this is blatant racism from a foreigner. Sergey Brim, that doesn't sound like an American name. It sounds like somebody who just came here, who owned the property and was just like, I don't want no African Americans here. Now, mind you, This is when we have our beloved Trump here. We don't want y'all here. If you want to be like that. The sad thing about it is he didn't say he didn't mention anything about her dirty in the place. She had been there 8 years, consistently paying her rent, 6 kids. There was no notion of her causing any problems, any noise. He just ain't want to hear because he said he's trying to sell the house and he didn't want no African Americans in the house. We all know historically African Americans, just with systemic racism and redlining, that houses sell below market value when it's owned by a black person compared to a white person. And that's kind of the reason why he took it there. You know what I mean? I don't want, you know what I mean? He understand that, but the way he went about it was kind of wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it you know what I mean? It's just sad about this, but we hope the sister can get somewhere to go, get somewhere to stay. You know what I mean? And I pray for you, sister. But one thing to avoid this is why we need to have our own communities. Why she's not renting from a black person who owns houses. You feel me? And this is why I say ownership is a big thing in our community. If you don't have that, I don't know what to tell you.
And this is why it's so very important to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And also, going in the community tab. In the community tab, we got the Chaos Culture Radio T-shirt and Prince Hakeem new book. Come and support the platform. You know how we get down each and every week. We over and out. Peace.
Peace.